Hey everybody, Peter from Shoetopia, and we're back again today on this rainy day for a little bit of Shoetopia at noon live with me here in our Fergus store. So welcome if you're watching this after the live. Today what we're going to do is we're going to chat a little bit about rubber boots. It's pouring rain outside today, really nasty, certainly feeling like that spring clean rain that washes stuff away and things like that. So we're going to go through some of the rubber boots that we got in just before we closed, and we're going to talk a little bit today too, after we talk about some rubber boots and some of the things about how to keep care of your footwear. I mean, it's the time of year where we're making the transition from our winter stuff into our summer stuff, or into our spring stuff at least right now. So we'll talk a little bit about how to keep care of your suedes, keep care of your leathers and all that sort of stuff. When you buy good quality stuff, you're making an investment and you want to keep care of it so that when you put it away and enjoy it again next year, it's going to be ready to roll. So we'll talk a little bit about some shoe care techniques and some things like that as well, after we talk a little bit about rubber and rubber boots. We have Stella here today. She's rolling around the store here with me today, so I might even pull her up for a quick visit. I know some of you know Stella now. She's our bulldog at home, and she's joined me here today, and she's shown up on the Shoetopia page from time to time as well, and even at some Shoetopia events. So we'll try and grab her in a little bit as well. Today, what I wanted to do, I wanted to start with some Joules, and I've got some Joules lined up here. We've had Joules for a couple of years now, or a couple of seasons anyway. We really like the Joules product. They've got great little, short Chelsea boots like this for the ladies. There's a tall one, little ones, but basically the couple of the things with the Joules that I want to talk about, and you'll find these, by the way, all of this stuff is available on Shoetopia.ca. And thanks so much for the people that joined us yesterday and placed orders. I will be in touch with you. Jennifer, I know you ordered a New Balance after our conversation yesterday, and I will get that. It's in our Mount Forest store, but I'll get that for you. And Chad ordered a Bluntstone. Chad, I'll get that out to you today as well. You're in Elora here, so I'm just going to pop it off. And I also there was another order too for some Birkenstocks. So all of those things we're still working through, but basically the place to get the stuff is at Shoetopia.ca right now. So the Joules are online right now. These are great little boots. I mean, this little boot, real rubber. It's not just a plastic. They're made of real rubber. They've got great tire-like treads on the bottom. So nice anti-slip. They're nice and flexible. All of the Joules products, and I'll show you the different ones along the way, but all of them have a removable insole. So it's not a super thick insole, but it is a removable insole, so that if you do need to put sort of a orthotic in it or an arch support or something, because they're not super supportive boots, but for days like today, I mean, they're just awesome. My wife Tammy is wearing hers today, and Jen, our store manager here, popped into the store. She was wearing hers today, so it's a Joules or BOGS day. I'm going to show you some BOGS as well, and even a little cougar here that we have for a little. These ones, we have two different versions, which is a really fun, nice little pattern with a sheepdog on it, actually. And the other fun pattern is probably the most popular pattern, both which Jen and Tammy had on today, which is this bumblebee pattern. We have it in a couple of different styles. So a lot of fun. Full US sizing on these, so there's no half sizes, but they're there on the web store as well for both of these. Hi Michelle, just see you popping on here too, and Jen. This one is, it's hard for me to show it this way because of the camera, but basically a full length boot. It's gusseted at the back. So basically you've got a little bit of adjustability here for the back. If you have a little bit more athletic calf, then this boot is really good too. The rubbers, you can feel the quality of these right away. We've had some different boots, rubber boots over the years, but these, they're beautifully lined. And again, every one of the Joules has this sole unit on it. So this full length rubber boot is $105, but real rubber. So it's not just a plastic boot. Look at the nice, I love the pattern on this one this year. So much so we got it in the shorty as well, or the mid-calf. So here's the next version of the Joules. These mid-calf ones too, I mean, the same pattern. This one has a little buckle. It's really not a usable buckle. I guess if you really wanted to pull it close, you would be able to a little bit. But essentially, this is just a really nice boot. And I think Jill has this one, who works with us here at the Fergus store too. So our staff really has caught on to Joules and are really liking the Joules products here. So on this height, we have another little dog walker here too. And the dog walker is a lot of fun. So this height is $80 or $95 for this height. And I mean, it's just a lot of fun. Some cute little dogs. There's a wiener dog on there. You know, it's that dog pattern, but some fun dogs. They've got a little reflective stripe on the back too, if you happen to be out a little bit later. And that Tammy has, which is a great little gardening shoe, in and out of the car shoe. It also has a little removable footbed. It's got sort of a neoprene heel here so that it stays on and doesn't flop on the heel. So that's one of the things. Again, same sort of base, but this one runs $80, and you'll find it there too. But still that same rubber, same construction, same fit. We're super comfortable. Basically, the next thing I wanted to, so those are sort of our selections from Joules this year, which you'll find, just type in Joules at shoetopia.ca and you'll see them there. Or if you got the email today from me, there's a link there too on the email. The one thing I didn't pop a link on was this little cougar. I mean, this is just a fun little cougar for spring too. So I think this one runs $60. And, but it also has a little removable insole, but kind of looks like a waterproof penny loafer essentially. So yeah, it's got this nice sort of detail on the front of it, but a great little in and out of the car. Super easy to get on because it's fairly low here. So if you just want to slide your foot in and go, hop in the car, all that sort of stuff. I mean, if you're wading through high puddles, it's not the best one for you, but just for in and out of the car and stuff like that. Hi Liz, great to see you too. I want to move over a little bit to BOGS, and we've got some BOGS. We really don't have a lot of BOGS. We really don't have a lot of rubber boots, to be honest, for guys right now. We find that guys typically don't, just for kicking around, don't get into a full length rubber boot. We carry BOGS throughout the winter and stuff, but coming into spring, it's more about this. And this is a BOGS, typical little urban farmer type BOGS. These actually have a substantial insole. These are really comfortable. I like these as well. Look at the insole that's inside this little boot. So if you do wear an orthotic, BOGS has really ramped it up with their insoles here. So great support with this insole. This is something that you could wear all day and feel comfortable in. Great arch, just super comfortable for the guys. And that's their rebound. So when you see this on the bottom of the BOGS product, that means it's got the rebound, and the rebound is actually just like a really super cushioned product in there. On the ladies side, we have, and they all have, by the way, rebound now, so you can see the little round thing here, but on the ladies side we have a little slip in here from BOGS as well, and it's not as beefy as the men's, but it's still a decent insole in there for comfort, but a nice little fun garden shoe, that sort of stuff for this time of year. So this one runs $64, and then as you get into sort of the mid-cut little Chelsea here, this one's $74, so $74.99. Again, removable insole, pretty straightforward. Grab and go. This one, just kind of hop on, grab the handles and pull it on. So nice and easy off. It's even got the little pop off here, so you can put your foot on top and get it off. Makes it nice and easy. On the tall one, fun color. It's yellow. It's a little yellow rubber. So I really, when we looked at this last buying season, I thought it'd be just fun to have some nice yellow rubber boots out there. You got to have a little fun in wet weather. So again, you've got the rebound technology in it, so it's a nice cushioned sole. lighter boot basically. So a lot of the BOGS, for those of you who've had BOGS before, a lot of the BOGS are neoprene and a little bit heavier, a little bit warmer. What we've got here for BOGS this season is sort of the opposite. We've got their lighter package, the stuff that you want to be wearing in spring so your feet aren't sweaty and stinky, let's say, down the road as it gets a little bit warmer. I mean, it's super warm out there today, but it may not be over the next month. We're still only in the middle of March. So that's that. So those are kind of some of the rubber products that I have here at Shoetopia and on our web store at shoetopia.ca. A few of the other things people wear at this time of year, of course, we stock a lot of waterproof stuff. So we'll talk maybe a little bit in a future episode. Planning on doing these every day at lunchtime, at least Monday to Friday, and then we'll do a little lunchtime at Shoetopia, so that we'll introduce some new things. And one of the people yesterday mentioned, can we talk a little bit about hiking and dog walking and some of that stuff? Of course, this sort of stuff for a day like today is great for dog walking, but we'll get into maybe a little bit some Merrells and some Keens and some New Balance and Saucony and that sort of thing that would be apropos for this time of year for hopping out. I mean, with COVID right now, we're all looking for getting out of the house, and you know, one of the things, we're not supposed to be going into, you know, stores like this and what have you. That's why we're closed, but we can go out and have a little walk. And in doing that, you want to be comfortable and have the right shoes or the right boots. So that's why we're going to continue on these conversations. Some of the stuff that we're looking at and what sells really well at this time of year is sort of Merrell waterproof. There's a lot of waterproof stuff. So Merrell Saucony has some waterproof stuff. Keen, of course, always has some waterproof stuff. Great sort of getting out there and, you know, breathing the fresh air during this COVID-19 pandemic that we're all dealing with here. So if you do look, or if you are looking for that stuff, I mean, it says right here on the wall, look great and feel fantastic. So it's funny because I talk to a lot of retailers every day, not only in the footwear industry, but I was talking with a lady in Pennsylvania yesterday who I know and has some high-end ladies fashion businesses, and she's saying nobody wants to even buy ladies fashion online right now because everybody's in their pajamas, which is very true. We're staying at home kind of sitting around in our pajamas. And I also have another friend who has Cloud9 pajamas in Edmonton and Calgary, and I'm thinking I got to talk to Bob and you know, bring the whole idea up that people are actually lounging around in their pajamas and their slippers, and we do have lots of slippers and that sort of indoor footwear as well to talk about. But we're apparently going to have a lot of time to have these discussions every day at lunch for a little while. So I'm hoping you're going to join me, maybe not every day, but occasionally step in. And what I'm going to do, if you're not a part of our email list, join our email list. Drop me a note at Peter@Shoetopia, or you can join the email list on our website or on our Facebook page here. And I'll give you a primer by email every day just to kind of talk about what we're going to talk about in the session, so that if it's of interest, then you can join in. Of course, these lives, you don't have to watch them live. You can watch them a little bit later too. So I'm going to get on to talking a little bit about proper care and maintenance of some of the product that you may have bought here or elsewhere. We know that you're not completely exclusive here at Shoetopia, and that's perfectly fine. What I want to talk today about, I'm going to show you a couple of things. I brought in a pair that I have. So I've been wearing these Redbacks a lot this year. And Redback's a new brand for us. We can talk about that another day, but it kind of looks like a Blundstone. Essentially, that's what I wore in today, and you can see it's you know, starting to show a little bit. Well, I've worn it a lot this winter. So all I've done so far to start the process of getting this ready to put away for the winter and maybe put it on the shelf, because I'm going to move into some shoes and some sort of that sort of thing at this time of year, is first of all, I took a damp rag and I wiped it off. So step one in anything, whether it's a man-made product, a leather product, any of this sort of stuff, is really just to get rid of the loose dirt and to wipe it off. Step one, okay? And what you want to do is you know, take a brush, take a rag. I often will use, just grab an old sock, and I like socks actually. You can just kind of put them on and just, you know, wipe the stuff either wet or when you're starting to work with some of the products that we're going to be talking about. But essentially, I've just wiped this off so far. And then what I did was, and it's going to be hard for me to show you, but I literally took mink oil and I mink oiled half of it, but it's hard to tell just in the lighting that I have here on this. But if you took a look, and I'm going to talk a little bit about mink oil, the difference already. I mean, it's a big difference in that. When you're putting away your boots for winter, whether they're suedes, and we'll talk a little bit about suedes and stuff like that, just grab whatever you're going to put away. Put all 5 or 6 or 10 or 20 pair or whatever it is if you're doing for the family. Put them all up on a table. Grab, I'm sure you kind of have a box of products and stuff like that. We have one here at the store, but of course we have all the products. We'll talk a little bit about them, but grab that box of product. Do them all at once. And that's what we do at our place, is I just kind of lay out all the kids' stuff and my wife's and my stuff, and I just kind of do them all at once before we bring them to their resting place for the next 6 months. So what I wanted to do here is I just wanted to talk about how to apply mink oil, because mink oil is probably the most important thing that we recommend at this time of year. You should be applying it a couple of times a year, so just doing what I just did. I've done this 3 times already this year because I wear these boots a lot. But basically in an application, just take your mink oil, and we sell mink oil here at the store. It looks like this basically. It's $7.99. It's a great product for leather. The thing I like about mink oil is it's a natural oil. And when you're working with natural products as opposed to man-made products, it's just leather's a natural, it's a skin. So why would you not want to put natural oils back into the skins of the leather? So grab your sock or your rag or whatever the case is. When I'm putting it on, I really am not putting it, and remember, it's got to be clean. Don't put it on to the dirty one. So that's why, I mean, I didn't need to show you wiping off the boot, but just a little dab will do you. And then you want to just rub it in. So this is, you never want to lubricate like to the point where you're mucking anything on, and that really goes for polishes, for anything. You're just going to rub it in. Take your time and rub it into the leathers. Really get in there and really kind of make sure that everything's good. Get in all the nooks and crevices and crannies that you're gonna do. And the mink oil naturally seals some of those pores and makes it waterproof too. So all of the leathers, the mink oil will give it that nice seal and make it waterproof for you. So just rubbing it all in. And if you're, you know, if you need a bit more, put a bit more on. But the big thing is don't goop it on. And you don't need loads of product when you're applying product. If you wanted to now, once you're sort of at this stage and the boot's looking pretty good, you know, if your toes need touched up, and sometimes they do, then you're going to go and grab a polish, whether it's a cream polish, a wax polish, and we can talk a little bit about the difference on there, but cream polishes usually have a little bit of oils in them and can kind of give you this sort of finish too. Wax polishes, a little bit more sheen typically, but they're going to stay on top of the boot really, so as opposed to kind of working into the leathers. What you want to do, so this, we're talking about leathers here today. So, and the next part is when you're dealing with a man-made. So when you're dealing with a man-made, there's really not a lot to do. So man-made products are essentially plastics in a way. So what you're going to do with anything that's man-made is you're literally going to take a rag, a sponge, whatever the case is. You're going to wipe off that boot, just like I was talking about cleaning the boot first. And that's about it. Most times, man-made companies like Riker, for example, makes a man-made product. They strongly recommend that you don't put any sprays or any products on them. In fact, it will null the warranty in most cases. So those are kind of things that you may or may not know. But if it's a leather product, I like mink oil. The other thing you can do is you can come in with a waterproof spray. And we have Volant James products here, great products, reasonably priced and good quality. So with anything that you're going to spray, whether it's a boot or a shoe or anything, you want to be back about a foot or 30 centimeters. Work in a circular pattern all around the boot. do it outside or in your garage or something, because it is an aerosol and it is fairly strong smelling when you're applying. But just do that circular motion and catch the whole boot in its along the way. All right, and that's what you want to do. Don't be up close. Don't soak it in. It just needs to be misted on. All right. When you're dealing with suedes, so a lot of times, and I just grabbed this little Merrill suede here, but suede, you know, has a nap in it. And for those of you who, you know, have suedes, a lot of people are scared of suedes. They don't know how to keep care of them. And suedes really are pretty simple to keep care of for the most part because of that nap. So you'll get salt stains or whatever the case sometimes. If that's the case, what you want to do is go back to what we were talking about with the other products, is you got to get off the loose dirt first. So you can take sort of like this comes with our suede cleaning renew here basically, but you can take this or a suede brush. We sell suede brushes as well, and you're really just going to knock off all of the dirt on the suede. It's okay to dig in a little bit with it because it's a leather and it's going to last, so there's no problem. You're pulling the nap up like the nap in a plush carpet. You're pulling it up basically. So you want to do that with all your suedes and really get all the easy stuff off first. All right. If you need to go deeper than that, then a lot of the suede brushes have a metal component where you can dig out a little bit of dirt as well. But once you get it back to this sort of area and you've got it back to the nice clean look, then you want to take. And we do stock a couple of different suede renew products that actually have tints in them as well. This one has a black tint. So again, I'm going to be spraying the suedes on it, the suede renew on this product, and it's actually got a bit of black tint too, so it's going to make it come up and look black, even more black. We also, of course, carry the neutral one too. So it's just going to, you know, keep, if you're dealing with a brown shoe or maybe a purple suede or a blue suede or something like that, of course you don't want to use a tinted suede one. But really and truly, suedes are pretty simple to keep care of, and people are often scared of them, but there's really not a need to. But take a bit of time. The other thing that sometimes you'll see on suedes and on leathers are salt stains. So we have a salt remover here called D-Salter. It's $5, but basically you're going to apply that directly on the salt stain before you knock off the loose stuff first. Put the salt remover on the stain, and then you're going to dig out after it sits for a little bit, and then you go through the rest of the process that we just talked about. So if you got a really bad salt stain, then that's what this stuff is for. But typically salt stains will come off fairly easy just with even a rag and water. Sometimes a rag and a little bit of vinegar too will take off the salt stain. And then coming in for the heavier ones, if you need, we do have a few products there too. All right, so that's sort of your care of suede products before you pack the boot away for the summer and pull out your running shoes. My son just got home from Australia, and he was like, "Where are my running shoes?" the other day. So of course he's in 14-day quarantine, so he can't really go out and see his buddies, but at least he can take the dog out for a walk on the trail and behind our house. And that's where we're at these days right now. We're all dealing with COVID-19 and what we have to do to stay isolated, but we still want to get out there and have a little bit of exercise and have these sort of conversations with our communities, whether it's our family or the people at work or people we like and annoy, and know we may not be able to be right with them, but at least the beauty of technology means that we can be together through forums like this. So again, I just want to say thanks for joining us here on Lunchtime at Shoetopia. It's been great. And I'm planning on doing these events every day. Going to start again on Monday, and we'll run 5 days for next week, at least at this point in time. That's the plan. Again, shop with us if you are looking for something. We're still delivering. If you're in Fergus, Mount Forest, Elora, I'll deliver within sort of 2 days. To your doorstep. I can't have a visit with you, unfortunately, but at least I can drop it off at your doorstep. And if you're further than that, we ship Canada Post at this time, just because we're not here for courier service right now, and we can drop that off at Canada Post and get it out to you as soon as possible. So tell your friends to join us for Shoetopia at lunch next week. And thanks again for joining us here for the last couple of days. We'll talk to you soon. Be safe, be healthy, enjoy the family. Oh, I told you I'd bring Stella, and she just came at my feet. So Stella's joining us here for the last couple seconds of the video. Bye for now.